My name is Kwakye Serjava in the business world. I grew up in Nkranza in the Brongafo region. I have one sibling, my sister. Growing up, I had big dreams. I wanted to become a medical doctor, and so everybody in my area knew me for doctor. They used to call me doctor.
Even seeing in the middle of money, I was one name credit agora. No, found maybe a good call. Was me a Dr. Evans. Now, Cronos body tray and a bro, a diano. Not only the abba, or someone salon, I mama.
I grew up through the educational system. I went to junior high school, through high school, to tertiary college of health, where I studied community medicine to become a physician assistant. Growing up was not very, very funny, because we had to struggle. Although it was a very small nuclear family, but then we were living with family extras. My mom's job was a caterer, and she used to hawk on the streets, to sell her stuff so that we could also feed ourselves.
But yeah, me found costos will be in cotton, and I mean for this will be my gym cotton, mommy. I just say, nah, my sister madden.
My dad was a fitting mechanic, and that is how come they saw me through schools. In fact, I saw my parents take loans to take me through school.
I remember sometimes even way back at college, money to even send to him to use as chop money wasn't easy. But then we were still hoping and then pressing forward.
Having to feed 3 times a day was not always very funny. Growing up, I told myself that this was going to stop because it was not fun always going to church, always going to, our programs, and you see people like you, kids like you in fine clothes, dressing all good and looking all sharp. And I used to ask my mom that, when is it going to be our turn to? And they always said that there's going to be a better day. After my training to become a physician assistant, I happened to do my internship, and then the government was paying us, and so life wasn't so hard. But then right after the internship, it was even a month before the internship, our allowances stopped, and that was where I started seeing life as it was. Unfortunately, my parents divorced just at that time, and my mom got very, 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 very ill.
My mom was very sick to the point that even I thought she was going to die because it was very severe.
Me a crime in some be a lepa. Ntimu wana bushia be family coffee, ya rame kakra, nanti a crime in nanti.
At that same time, now I was the firstborn in the house, and it was very, very, very difficult. I remember at that point in time, there was a day I was called that my mother was sick, and then I had to go to the hospital. I went to the hospital and I saw my mom laid down on the hospital bed, and I had to do something about it. It was that very moment in my life that I realized that it is not noble to be poor, because I had to pay for my mother's bills, and it was very, 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 very difficult. I had to borrow money to take my mom from the hospital, and then she went home. She was still not feeling better. Just around that time, I had a call from a friend, Williams Jima, who told me about this opportunity and how I could impact my life.
Timowan or Ben was in enough for Bisi and Ruby from America. In Tequia, almost the almost from a queer mamma will be red. And I'm saying, what did you say? Dread become over to me. And Pai Bass be a drone mamma no way. Me no box back away. Fenot Musa, what dear ba.
I actually spoke to a friend, and not just one friend, a lot of friends. Then I gathered money, then I started the Max business.
This Max Products LGBT got my mommy back on her feet, and not that alone. It brought a breakthrough to the family. That was a very moment that, when I recall, I'm always grateful for the Max opportunity and the breakthrough we've had as a family.
When I started the Max business, I was posted to one remote village in Ghana called Kwakye.
I was very sad when he was posted to Kwakye. In fact, everything started from there.
Very substandard town that I had to live the rest of my life. And that was the time that I realized that, in fact, I was broke then, but then if I didn't do anything about my life, I was going to be broker.
As a kid sister, I was expecting something from my brother. At least some coins or personal CDs will do. But then to call your brother and then hear the hardship he's going through, you would even empathize with him. and see no need to even ask him for something.
At this point in time, I was an associate of Max International who had been promised, that if I work hard here, it is going to be possible for me to achieve my dream, which was to take my family out of poverty and also to help myself as an individual. Life was hard. And I remember very well, I called my friend William Jima and I told him that this has to stop. And he gave me the assurance that if I pursued, it was still going to happen for me.
I had a call from him telling me that, Matthew, I want to be in Kumasi. Life is too hard for me. I want to do this Max business that I have found very well.
Kwakye dancing is 12 hours drive away from Accra. But then I made it a point to attend training every 2 weeks to see the Max office. I was broke, I was not getting paid, and I was living a very, very hard life. But then I took it upon myself that if something have to happen, somebody have to make a move, and I was prepared to make that move. I didn't have any relative in Accra, so when I come to Accra, I have to live on the streets, hang around, sleep sometimes in front of the mall. Just try to be okay till the following day so that I can get to come to the office and have training, meet with associates. This happened, and I followed through the hustle. It was not easy coming from that place to the Max office every time, but with determination, I was able to hit the rank of silver. Now, after I hit the rank of silver, then I decided that I am no longer going to stay in that town again because it had nothing to offer me.
Java came to my hospital several times, presenting to me about a new opportunity he had found in Accra, that is the Max International business. So, in fact, initially I was too skeptical. He kept giving me videos and images and other materials to read. And to be frank, I never read them.
I went through all that because I wanted to get the skills needed to do the business. I was so sold out and so much focused and convinced that this was the way through. So we went through that, and then finally we got the skills. From my end, I came to understand how the business was, what I had to do with the mentorship and training and with the leadership that we have at Max. I was able to get my feet on, and then I rank advanced. I came back to Kumasi to build the business, built a very large team of people, and then I ranked advanced to gold.
All this hardship we used to live in for the past years, God being so great, with Max opportunity, things have really turned around. Even to the extent that we never hoped or imagined for. Things are really better, and the future ahead will be so brighter and better as well, with Max opportunity.
In fact, one
thing that it actually gets me very, very excited and emotional is that all my life growing up, I had never been able to afford a rent. Okay, so I didn't have a home growing up. From the time I told myself that I'm an adult, there was never a time in my life that I could say that this was my home or this is a place I've paid for. But for the very first time in my life, 2017 in February, I was able to take money and rent an apartment as a young man. And that was the breaking point for me. I realized that, if this could happen to me, then it means more is to come.
I joined him in his Max business, and that is actually when I had my breakthrough, because when we were together, he was motivating me, he was telling me things, he was teaching me a lot of things. Then I really admired the Max business, and we worked together, and then since that time we've been good friends all together.
I was very tired of working actually, because I've worked all my life, and the kilometers maybe I have traveled will be more than 450,000 if I had an odometer or something. But then around March, I was again able to take money which I had earned from Max business, and I was able to buy a Hyundai Sonata car myself, fully paid for with Max commissions. Now, this inspired me so much, and it got me to understand that there is more that I could do for myself. Now, this is just on the very personal level. I was able to give my mom money for her to start her business, and the business is booming. And as of now, I have actually retired her, not to hawk on the streets again, but she'd be in the house, and as and when others come, she can do that. And also with my sister's education, Everything is fully financed and paid by myself. Actually, the Max opportunity has blessed my life, and it's all began with a desire to be more, a desire to say that I wouldn't stay in my comfort zone, but then do something for myself. I had every reason to stay at home. I was born broke. I was raised up broke. In fact, I was born in the Bronga-Hafu region. I hustled in the Greater Accra region in Accra, and currently I'm in Kumasi, enjoying a bit of life and trying to help other people to see this Max opportunity.
And personally, I call Max International God sent. You can't just imagine yourself living the life that you dream of living. And this is only possible with Max, I bet you.
Evans, say let be min tuabi. Water be min tuabi. Bosume so anu atu agumeso, tugumeso. Nume dine peche.
He's a motivation to others. He's very inspirational to me. We've been good friends. Everything I do, we now discuss together as a family.
You have to be prepared to get out of that place. It was very difficult. It was very hard. But then I trusted. It was a platinum then, earning 26,500 Ghana cedis. And I mean, that was huge. Very huge. Where I see Max taking myself to is to become that person that always wanted to help people. Right now, not maybe in the medical field, not so much in the medical field, but to be able to impact life, to be able to help people who are thinking that all is lost and that there's nothing there for them again. Max has been able to equip me and empower me. Currently, as at 2,000 people in my organization active, I see a lot of people who came into the business who had a lot of hopes, dreams, and wishing that something better will happen. And has it? Yes. Many of our team members now are experiencing some level of financial freedom, time freedom, and significant improvement when it comes to their health.
Max there.
I can really see a great transformation in his life. Everything is regarded. I will attribute everything he has ever achieved in his life to the Max Opportunity business.
With Max International, you've been dreaming of living a kind of life that you only know the dreams that you have. But with Max, all these dreams becomes real.
The good thing about Max business is that you don't have to spend 24 hours doing it. You can do it plus your job, and that is the fun aspect of it. When you want to do it full time, you can. Don't wait so long, because maybe if you wait to join tomorrow, yes, the company will still be around, our arms will still be open, but you realize that it would have been better if you have joined us today.